All right. I think we are live on a St. Patty's Day for a Wednesday, Hump Day, March 17th. Hopefully everybody's having themselves a good start to their St. Patty's Day. Hopefully nobody's all dressed in green today. But folks, my name is Ron Raymond. I am the sports handicapping, four-time sports handicapping champion here at ATSstats.com. Host of the Raymond Report will broadcast live each and every day here from Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to noon. And I'd like to welcome everybody today to the Raymond Report. Hopefully all the ramblers and gamblers are out there in the bullpen and ready and raring to go. I know I sure am. Looking forward to today's show. In fact, I'm going to give away my my NCAA pick for the tournament. I placed that bet last night, and in case I forget, you know how I can forget sometimes, remind me at the end of the show while we do the ATS Calculator March Madness Final Four prediction, and I will give you guys my my $200 wager. That's what I did. I put $200 on this team to win the tournament, and I'll let you guys know that at the end of the show. All right, so again, my name is Ron Raymond. This is the Raymond Report. We broadcast live each and every day here on the YouTube channel, and hopefully you can join us. And if you are a member, welcome to the show. And if you're an old member, and thanks for being a loyal member to the Raymond Report. In fact, I think we started doing the Raymond Report about 6 months ago. We did it with Ross, and then we took a little bit of a break, and then I started up again. And now we're at 11 a.m. Looking forward to a baseball season. Really looking forward to that. And you know what? The system won again last night. The NHL system we gave out here yesterday, New Jersey Devil. The thing I like about this system, it varies, right? It's a favorite system, and it's NHL teams coming off a 1-goal loss, and it's now 50-18 or 50-19 on the season. It's hitting 73%. So you know what? We're doing pretty well with that system. Hopefully you guys had New Jersey last night. And there's no systems today, though. I checked the lineup card. We have no systems in the NBA, no system in the NHL, but I do got some 80% club stats for you guys here today. And again, if you are new to the Raymond Report, the Raymond Report is a sports betting tip sheet. And what happened is a couple years ago, about 5 years ago, I was just tired of being average and knowing all the parity in sports, right? And saying, okay, how do you handicap the last minute of a game? You can't. It's all about percentage play, and that's what the Raymond Report is based on. Percentage play, value, and finding cycles during your handicapping. And we will get to that in just a few seconds. But first, I want to give a shout-out to all the people out there in the bullpen where they're slowly trickling in. And Isaiah's in the house. How you doing, Isaiah? There's the sniper from Winnipeg. How you doing, underdog sniper? Rashad's in the house. Let's get it. Let's win. Rui from Portugal. There's our guy from Lisbon. Hey, I don't know if Benfica's playing today, Rui, but you know what? I gotta talk to my brother-in-law this weekend. Have him show up here. We'll have a little side chat there on the Portuguese soccer. What's this year? This year, I think it's the Europe Cup or the Europe Championship. I know every 4 years the World Cup, but I think the Euro is this year. But let me see here. Isaiah, it's been nice hitting nicely, Ron. Yeah, it is nice when you win. There's Psychedelic Exploration. Good day yesterday. Not a bad day in the NHL. Not a good day in the NBA. Went 2-0 in the NBA and the NHL. 0-2 in the NBA. I had the over in the Philly game last night and had the Boston Celtics, and they let me down. But that's what happens when you trust bad teams, right? And when I say bad teams, like Boston's, they're not the Boston Celtics we're used to seeing, that dominant fire, especially at home, right? Boston normally at home is money. Maybe plays and parlays can give us a little indication what's going on in Beantown. And let me see who else. There's Lonnie Smith. Lonnie Smith came through the front door today. He's not sneaking in by the back. How you doing, Lonnie? And Brigham Euro Championship. They're drinking green beer. Where are they? Are they drinking green beer in the bullpen today? You know what? It's St. Patty's Day. If there's a day to drink green beer, it would be today in the bullpen. And folks, if you are new to the Raymond Report, G&G, one of our loyal listeners, labeled everybody in the chat room ramblers and gamblers, and he owns that. And everybody in the chat we call the bullpen, and that's where people meet each and every day, and we talk sports in the bullpen. All right, so this is the show today we're going to talk about. Let me get to the, if you, every day you want to know what's Ron going to be babbling about, you just go to Tools, you go to Podcast Show Schedule, and I kind of laughed this morning. My wife, she's got a good sense of humor, and I put normally I have like a sweatshirt or a t-shirt on, or today, I wear a the dress of your shirt. She goes, "Oh, you want to play adult today?" So I thought that was pretty funny, right? Hey, a little wisecrack from the wife there. I thought that was pretty good. So I'm playing adult today. I'm not wearing a sweatshirt or a t-shirt, right? So hey, I'm sure we all got that on the home front, right? Some good ribbing. We always love good ribbing here at the Raymond Report. And there's Eddie Armstrong. Hey, it wouldn't be a day if we didn't have an Eddie in the bullpen, right? How you doing, Eddie? Hopefully you're having a good morning. And let me see here. Flexing for her, Lonnie. Left flexing. Yeah, a little flexing there in the morning. Hey, get my 30 push-ups in every morning. I don't know you guys, but I wake up, I got a routine. I do the 30 push-ups every morning, my sit-ups, my stretching, a little bit of yoga, right? A little bit of yoga. I wish I would have done that in my playing days. Yoga would have probably given me more flexibility. I'm as flexible as a chair. Hey, it's when it comes to flexibility, and so hey, you know what this show is all about? It's about having fun and chit-chatting with you guys and ribbing you guys, and hopefully Lonnie says, honestly, yoga is great. Yeah, you know what? The older you get, you'll see yoga is great. You try to tell 16, 17-year-old football players that yoga is good for them, to give you that look, right? That deer in the headlight look. Huh? What do you mean, coach? Hey, so... But yoga is great. So here's what we got here on the show today, guys. We're going to, the fundamentals. Hey, you know what? I know we said on the Monday show, Monday's going to be, check-in Mondays to see if you're cashing out. Cash out Monday, we called it. But fundamentals and bankroll management, it can't be just Mondays. It's got to be every day. You got to have good bankroll management. And remember I said yesterday in the NHL, I said, sometimes, or even in the NBA, like the NBA, 7 favorites won yesterday in the NBA. And this is where sometimes, when things that are not popping off you on the board, on your schedule, you're looking at it and you're saying, okay, you know what, I'm not feeling it today. Like yesterday, I thought I had a good handle on the NBA, but again, NBA just bit me in the butt yesterday. But hey, 7-1 for the favorites and 5-2 they covered. So remember, I always say, guys, if you can pick the winner in the NBA straight up, you probably got a 75% chance of that team covering the spread in the same manner, right? So we'll get to that in just a few seconds. I'm going to introduce the Parlay Calculator today with the March Madness coming. People might want to be calculating their paydays, so I'll show you the Parlay Calculator, how that works. Today's free pick of the day is going to be from Gulfstream Park in Hallandale Beach, California, Florida, just close to Fort Lauderdale. One of my favorite racetracks, the Gulfstream Park. And I got a video I'm going to show you guys in the tip sheet. One of our loyal members, and you guys see him out there, Mark Nation, he brought this to my attention. The tip sheet was not working, so I got it working. The programmer did. And hey, you're going to see in this tip sheet, if you bet $2 a race on some of these tracks, you're making money. And we're talking over 1,600 races. So the tip sheet does work here at the Rain Report. SBI, give credit to my good friend Ross Benjamin, Think Like a Bookmaker. And folks, you can get Ross's plays here also at atsstats.com. We're going to look at the Bears and Bulls report. And no, it's not Chicago. Hey, when I say the Bears and Bulls report, I feel like I'm doing a sports interview for Chicago sports local radio show. All right, Bears and Bulls report live at 6 o'clock here on the Fan. No, we're not the Fan. We're in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. That's right. Crazy Canuck here doing the Rain report here for you guys each and every day, 11 a.m. to noon. Streakcatcher picks. We'll take a review of the Streakcatcher pick. Bullpenpicks.com, guys. Bullpen picks. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Major League Baseball, this season is coming. We're going to need everybody to make their selections each and every day at bullpenpicks.com, and not the bullpen in the chat, but the bullpen at the website, bullpenpicks.com. And it's just like hockeypicks.com. We're going to find our winners and follow the top. And you know what? Hockeypicks.com to me is a great handicapping tool where I follow some of the top hockey handicappers, and if I can confirm my picks with them, I got myself a solid play, right? Hey, it's a team effort, right? I say it all the time. You can't, all of us is stronger than one of us, and the more people we got playing at bullpens on hockeypicks.com gives us more validation on following the top handicappers, and we can, see who's hot hand, right? Like Eddie had a hot hand there a couple weeks ago, and he got rewarded for it too. He made $500, so let's find the next Eddie. Yeah, we need a new nickname, right? Hey, we can't name everybody Eddie. Hey, there's got to be a Lynn out there or an Isaiah. We got to change it up here a bit. We can't have everybody. We can't have Eddie having all the fun, right? We're going to handicap the NBA. We're going to go through the tip sheets today, the NHL, 80% club stats. I got some great stats today for you guys. And then I'm going to do the final four of the March Madness with the ATS Calculator. And what an appropriate day to have a last call on St. Paddy's Day, right? A last call, a show wrap-up. And we'll talk about that when we do the last call. All right, let's check out the bullpen. And, I want to do a sound check. Is my sound okay? I know I've been having some issues. I put the decibels levels up a bit. So I'm going to do a sound check here to see if you guys, am I tingy? Am I okay? It's just, hey, when you're doing the show alone in the office, you just don't know if the sound perfect. Awesome. All right, so I saw some people sneak in there. There's, let me see here, Underdog we saw. There's John X. How you doing, Johnny? Johnny X is in the house. Lonnie Smith. Yoga is great. Absolutely. Bookmaker seems to be reluctant to give out 7 to 7.5 lines. The dogs are 36 against respectively. Wow. Good morning, Ronald and Ramblers and Gamblers. There's G&G. Must took a break from the old fishing hole there in North Bay. But hopefully everything's going good on your side there, G&G, with your mom. Underdog Sniper. I'm getting into yoga. I just kneel into a ball of... Hey, you know what? When people are getting older, right? You start realizing when I've had labs forever. I've had black Labradors for about 20 some years, right? It started with 2, Phoenix and Bailey, then I had Charlie, and now we got Rusty. I've always had dogs. And the thing with dogs is that every day when you go feed them, you bend over to pick up their bowl, and it's like some days like, oh, you know what? I got to start stretching. So a couple of years ago, maybe about 5 years ago, I said, okay, you know what? Time to do some yoga in the morning. So yeah, I can thank the dogs for the yoga, right? But meditation and yoga in life is great, says Isaiah, and I agree, 100%. I never done the meditation, but yoga, I'm halfway there. Capitals really showed up yesterday. Yeah, you know what? Washington. I had 2 plays yesterday in the NHL. I had Washington, and I had the Devils. I took that big glass of milk and I washed down all that chalk, and it paid out, right? Had some nice winners. Lee Lewis, how you doing, Lee? Agree at Isaiah. Warriors, Jets, and Senators. Psychedelic, underrated broadcasts. Hey, appreciate that. Always appreciate some love here from the bullpens. Hey, the closers. Hey, who's a great bullpen closer, right? Mariano Rivera. Think back in the day. Tom Hankey. If you go back in the 90s, and I'm a Canadian, and the Blue Jays, Tom Hankey was a great closer. John Wetland was a great closer in Montreal. You got Goose, Gossage. Maybe we got to start nicknaming some of you guys out there in the bullpen, some of the great closers, right? In the bullpen. Underdog, but it has to be like that because so many people are saying that they're like us. Yep, like the Warriors. Good day, folks. There's Plant-Based Junkie, Bill's Mafia. And, so a lot of people are chiming in right now. There's my guy, Plays and Parlays. Good morning, Plays and Parlays. Laying a foundation, but I'm good listening. Nice. Awesome, Rashad. I love this show. I told you first day, Ron. Yeah, you know what, Rashad? First day, right? And the thing is, I believe in the law of attraction. And when you got, like-minded people, and you got a pretty quirky sense of humor or sarcastic, my buddies call me the Bob Newhart of sports radio. I don't know why, but I got that sarcastic sense of humor. Hey, it works for me, and I love it, and I love being here each and every day with you guys, and bring you some winners. All right, so enough love there, and keeping with our St. Paddy's Day tradition here, we're gonna go. Hey, speaking of St. Paddy's Day, what a good color scheme for the website, right? Green and black on a St. Paddy's Day. So things that make you go home. Eh? Nothing gets by the goalie in this show here, eh? All right, so let's take a look at the SBI and let's see. As my good friend Ross Benjamin would say, let's think like a bookmaker today, and let's see what they're seeing. So this way, we don't get hoodwinked by some crappy lines, right? All right. So last night in the NBA, the National Basketball Association, man, I just should have a rewind button. Just play favorites. Look at the favorites the last 2 days in the NBA. 15-0 straight up. Remember I said after All-Star breaks, I don't know what it is, but favorites just tend to start cashing in. We'll see if that's going to keep the continuing. But if you bet favorites the last 2 days and you bet them on the point spread, you're 12-3. Not a bad record. Not a bad record at all if you're betting favorites. So again, if you can bet favorites, or you just pick the team to win straight up, you have a 75% chance of maybe of covering that spread. And it could be an angle that you use when you're handicapping, right? You're doing your handicapping, and it's just, the thing with handicapping, I call it the caramel secret, right? Everybody's trying to get the caramel secret. How do they get the caramel into the chocolate bar? It's the same in handicapping, right? What's the perfect handicapping system, angle? What do you do to handicap, right? And the thing is, you're always looking for these type of indicators to indicate that you're on the right track. That's why I call these indicators during the show. And another indicator is if you can maybe pick the game to win straight up, you've got a good chance in point spread sports to maybe cover the spread as well. Now, 4-3 to the over last night in the NBA, and 3-4-1 to the under the night before. On a 7-day average now, I always look at the 7-day average. 80.1% of the favorites are winning straight up. Again, we're really overextended here on favorites. I don't know how much longer this can continue. 49 and 51, we're very balanced here in the over-under. Bookmakers do a good job with the total, right? They always seem to, totals. You go look at, team records, and you're always amazed. Okay, yeah, teams in the straight up and ATS records will vary, but the over-under, I'm always amazed at the range that it always stays between. And on a 7-day average, 63.3% of the favorites are winning. And when you think of it from a market psychology point of view, the regular people who don't bet every day, like recreational gamblers, they're gonna, the first thing they do is they'll look at the schedule of their tip sheet, and they'll say, okay, favorite, I like the favorite, right? It's just that the dopamines kick in, and it's like comfort food, right? They just think that betting favorites is the way to go sometimes. And let's be honest, when the bookmakers put out a line, in a way they're telling you who's going to win, but they're not telling you who's going to cover when they pick the favorites, right? All right, so let's take a look at some of the bullpen comments here. I always like to see what the guys are saying, and the girls are saying in the bullpen. Underdog Sniper, let's get this word. John X, I had the Red Wings yesterday, cashed out. Red Wings, yeah, you know what? Detroit, hey, remember I said that yesterday? I said, it looks like one of those days where, I don't want to come back on the show tomorrow and start telling you guys all the underdogs won, but the underdogs had a pretty good day. In fact, let's go look at the NHL right now. Okay, just got somebody at the door there, but that's okay. Hey, home business, right? Shiny thing in the window just distracted you, so... But I think it's, I'm not sure what that is. But, hey, the show must go on. And looking at the NHL, 7-day average, 76.9. In fact, let's go to last night, 4-3. So, yeah, you know what? It was almost dead on. And I was saying, guys, the favorites the last couple of days in the NHL, like 7-3, 5-0, 6-6, 5-1, 7-2. A bit of almost a balanced ledger here, 4-3. And if you look at the 7-day average, 76.9% of the favorites. Man, it's been a crazy, crazy year for favorites. 3-4 to the under last night, and 2-5 on the puck line. And if we look at the 7-day average, 76.9%, 54.3% of the overs came in the last 7 days in the NHL. And on the puck line, 56.4% on the puck line. All right, let's go to the Bears and Bulls report. I got this all lined up for you guys right here. And before I do that, let's take a look at some of the comments. I'm only taking favorites. Yeah, I know. It's so easy to take the favorites when they're coming in. There's Tasha. How you doing, Tasha? Tasha's in the house. She's in the bullpen. She's getting her arm ready. She's loosening up. Yes, I'm the only taking favorite. John X, I think I dropped it on the chat yesterday. I'm loving the Spurs today. Plant-based, loving the Spurs today. And they're pushing the playoffs. Any team scoring 2+ during the last 2 games are 8-8 straight up. That's a good angle, Isaiah. So Isaiah is saying any team scoring 250 points, plus points during their last 2 games are 8-8. Now, in my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secret, I have a 90-30 angle in football, and it's similar to that. It's very similar. I think I'll bring it up tomorrow. And if anybody who has my book, you can see that 90-30 football system, right? I think it's teams that score 90 points in their last 3 games and give up less than 30. Are a good go against situation, but I'll look at it up against in anybody who wants a free copy of my book. Shoot me an email at the contact us button right here. So once you hit the contact us and just leave your details in this box right here, and I will send you a free copy of my book, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secret. Again, not a New York Times bestseller, but good reading material on the weekends. All right, so let's go to the NBA Bears and Bulls report. And and when I look at the bullish teams right now, A-type teams, I expect them to be bullish. B and C is where I'm looking for value. So Atlanta, a B-type team, they're 6-1. They're still bullish. They're having a good run. Let me see here. Denver. Denver, I think, is going to be a big play here tonight. I think Denver, a lot of people are going to be on Denver Nuggets tonight. Miami's a bullish team right now. Dallas, Charlotte, Portland, I got a love-hate relationship with Portland these days, but in Boston are bullish. They weren't bullish last night. They were bull something last night, but it wasn't bullish, right? But yeah. So let's take a look at the and look at all the teams that are bullish right now in the NBA. We got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 12 teams that are bullish right now. So guys, I see a lot of overextended value in bullish teams in the NBA. So this could be a warning sign. And when you got this many high-profile teams, the A-type teams that are bullish, I can see the bookmaker, thinking like a bookmaker, thinking, oh, okay, you know what? The Bulls are having a great run right now. Not the Chicago Bulls, but the bullish teams. So now is where these guys come in handy, right? I think Golden State could be a team we watch. Let me see here. Indiana, Minnesota, Golden State, Toronto, Washington, Detroit, Orlando, and Houston. Houston, we got a problem here. We got to win a game before we even start thinking about you guys. But these are the teams that have the lowest confidence in the public perception, but they have the best value. We'll keep an eye out on these teams here. In fact, what I'll do a little homework assignment, and I'll write down all these teams, and we'll monitor them the next couple of days to see how they've done. But I got a feeling we might see a little bit of a reversal when it comes to the bullish in the NBA. All right, let's take a look at some of the chitter chatter going on right here. Not only like for weekend underdogs, I'm thinking like a bookie. You even said phase cash out after the break, so went with your method. Thanks. Yep. Hey, but what goes up must come down, so you got to be careful about that. Avalanche are always such a high odds. Yeah, Colorado. You know what? They're a little bit of Jekyll and Hyde in Colorado. Let me see here. Agree Sniper. Okay, fantastic book. Ronald G. Thank you. Fatigue. Toronto. There's Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson is in the house. Gotta love when Bo knows. Is this the real Bo Jackson? That'd be awesome. Toronto's supposed to get their starters back tonight. Oh, that's huge. I was looking at that earlier, Bo. And you need Pascal Siakam back. You need Anunoby. Freddie VanVleet. To me, Freddie and Norm Powell, those are the two main pieces of the puzzle for the Toronto Raptors. When Freddie and Norman gets going, that's my new Batman and Random duo. Freddie VanVleet, and Norman Powell. When those two guys are going, they're a tough team. And I'm a Raptor guy, right? So I follow the Raptors. So it's been tough sledding these days without those guys, and we'll see what happens with that. All right, let's do the confidence level in the NHL, and let's see which team is bullish. And sure enough, let me see here. Look at that. All the 8 teams that we expect to be here, and Vancouver. I think Vancouver's in the Bull Club because they're playing Ottawa. When you get a little bit of a breather and you play teams like Ottawa and Montreal, I don't know what's going on in Montreal these days. I might have to go down the old 417 there. Say get a Habs report there from Montreal. See what's going on. I have to hit St. Leonard. When I go to St. Leonard, gotta hit my favorite restaurant, Milano's. Pick up some little plug there for Milano's there in St. Leonard. If anybody's been in Montreal, go to St. Leonard. They got great sandwiches and great cannolis. Great cannolis for my Italian friends out there. And I don't know if the Big Ragu's listening, but we know Milano's out there in St. Leonard. Any Montreal people in the house here? I'm sure they can confirm that Milano's a great place. But let me see here. Love the over in the Raptors game tonight, says Plant Base. And good luck to us all. Rashad's on St. Louis Blues. Yeah, we'll take a look at that in just a few seconds. All right, let's get to, did I skip? Yeah, you know what? I'm the worst guy to follow a schedule. Yeah, I'm a head coach, and I can't even follow my own practice plan here. What's going on with Ron Raymond here today on St. Paddy's Day? Did the wife spike my coffee there or what? All right, so let's take a look at this here. And we're going to go to horse racing. And folks, again, if you are new to horse racing and you always want to learn a bit about it, Once March Madness is over, we're going to have a lot of time to kill. NBA, once you get to the playoffs, NHL. Horse racing is a great leisure activity, and I have a video here on how to bet horses, how I bet it. And if you go through this video on, say you've got some time off, it's 13 minutes. It'll give you a good insight on how I bet the horses. And today's free tip sheet of the day is none other than Gulfstream Park. Hello, folks, and welcome to Gulfstream Park. You guys remember that guy when he used to keep saying that at Gulfstream Park? Race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park is a $36,000 claiming race, 1:10 post time at the stream. It's 1 mile on the turf. Distance is 1 mile on the turf in the race number 1. I'm going to go 7-6-4 in race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park. Divided Sky with Tyler Gaffalione taking the ride here on Divided Sky. 7-2 morning line. Tyler is 45% in the money in his last 100 races. Pardon My Heart, the number 6 horse, we're going to take in the place with Alvarado taking the ride. And Paco Lopez taking the ride here on the 4 horse, Chadley. Paco Lopez, 4-1 morning line on Chadley. 7-6-4 in race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park. And my Joker's Wild, my long shot today is the 5 horse, Twilight, with Miguel Angel Vasquez taking the ride. He'll be in the saddle on the 5 horse, Twilight. 9-2 morning line on Twilight. 7-6-4, the 5 is the Joker's Wild, and the way I recommend you bet that today, guys, if you're going to play an exacta, don't forget the box 7-6-6-4-4-5 exacta box, and if you're going to play a trifecta, I recommend 7-6-4-5-6-4, and don't forget to box those horses. And if you're going to do the double dutching way, which I always do, is say you got a $20 budget, put $10 to win on the 5 horse Twilight and 5 to play, 10 to place. This way he comes in second. You will get paid betting the horses today at Gulfstream Park. And you can get all the races today for Gulfstream just by visiting atsstats.com. Go to horses, go to free tip sheet, and print out this tip sheet, and you can get all the races for free here at atsstats.com. All right, let's go to the Streakcatcher pick before we get to the handicapping. Guys, streakcatcher.com, make 1 pick a day. And again, the more people we have playing at Streakcatcher, Hockey Picks, and BullpenPicks.com, the more opportunity we have to get someone that's hot. Right now, Metalhead 56 on a 4-game win streak, Battlehounds on a 4-game win streak, and Hill 84. He popped in there last night with the Utah Jazz at -3. In fact, if you look at Hill 84, you look at his last 7 selection, he is now 6-1. So Hill 84 is on a good run right now. We wish him all the best, or her all the best. And so you can see the top current streakers. These are the Frank the Tanks of right now. And here's the top all-star streakers. Dank 612. Man, these 3 guys here are fighting for the number 1 spot. Dank 612, Phillies 157. Philly's been with us a long time. And so has Firelink 047. Firelink went on a 12-game win streak last year. This was a great run. Firelink's got his pick today, and he's on the over in Charlotte, Denver. And guys, make your selections each and every day right here at streakcatcher.com. And don't forget the bullpenpicks.com. Make your preseason games this way. If we can get a lot of people coming to bullpenpicks.com, I'll put it in the chat right now. Bullpenpicks.com. Make your plays. And then this way, the more people that we can, because, we just launched this site last week, so it's really not battle tested yet. So the more people who would come on here today and sign up, you're really doing me a favor. You're doing the community a favor by getting all the little bugs ironed out. And this way, when Major League Baseball starts on April 1st, hey, batter up. Let's crank it out of the yard, because we'll be full power here at bullpenpicks.com. All right, Streakcatcher, don't forget, make your 1 play a day at streakcatcher.com. And let's pitter-patter, let's get at her. NBA, let's go to that tip sheet. Let's go find some value, the percentage play, and hopefully we can lean you into the right direction today at in the NBA. All right, I got my sheet. I'm ready to rock and roll right now. Hey, a little Kiss reference right there. Rock and roll all night long. Anybody from Detroit? Hey, good band from Detroit. I think Kiss. No, they're. I don't know if they're from Detroit, but Detroit Rock City. Maybe that's why I'm thinking Kiss in Detroit Rock City, right? All right. Before I do, I just want to get to the welcome the new people coming into the bullpen. I see that Ricky Michael Ricky Michael. That sounds like a great DJ name. Ricky Michael, eh? You DJ Ricky? That's a great DJ name. John X, Milano's, they're the best sandwich I've ever had. Yeah, see, I wasn't lying to you guys. I know food. I know good food. And Milano's in Montreal, St. Leonard is a great restaurant. And let me see here. Is it Bullpen or is it Bullpen? It's bullpenpicks.com. What did I put? Bullpenpicks.com. Yeah. I like the Cavs. Rui likes the Cavs today. All right, so let's take a look at game number 1 between Sacramento and the Washington Wizards. Now, this line opened up at 3, and I see it's down to 2 right now. And let's take a look at my line in Sacramento. I had Sacramento at 5.27. Bookmakers only giving us 2, so we're not getting value on the Kings. I had the Washington Wizards at 5.57, and we're getting -2. Excuse me, I'm always burping for some reason every time we do these shows. And look at this, Washington, -2. So Washington overvalued here today, and remember, a C-type team on another C-type team. So we got C on C crime right here. Last 4 games for Washington, I've gone over the total. And looking at the percentage play, does favor the Kings, though. Buddy Buckets and the Kings have the percentage play. So the value play here is the overvalue plays on Washington. The percentage play indicator does favor Sacramento, only by 4%, though. But you know what? Remember I said yesterday in the Washington and Islander game, remember it was 18-17, and I said watch that 1% make a difference. And that's sometimes when you're handicapping by the percentage play, and when it's a coin flip like that, you get a little indicator. It doesn't have to be much, but that 18% over New York Islanders yesterday, which was 17, was just enough to make that one of my top plays. And that's what I look for when you're handicapping, right? You got to find the diamond in the rough and the needle in the haystack, and that's why I think the percentage play makes a big difference sometimes. Now, looking at the ATS forecast, and again, if we look at the forecast here, 117 to 114 favoring Washington, and as much sometimes. Now, here's the thing: you'll be looking at the computer forecast and you're saying, okay, 117 to 114, so they got them only winning by 3, they got them covering. The line opened up at 3. You see how you can really talk yourself into and out of a play. But remember what I said at the top of the show. If you can pick the team to win straight up, you probably have a good chance of winning the point, 75% chance of covering the spread. So Washington has an indicator here. Sacramento has an indicator here. And looking at some of the other plays, I do think Washington could be the play here, though. I do think Washington, you got a C neutral, a C bearish type team. And let's take a look how Washington does against other type teams in that role. C-type teams at home. You get, again, it's it's like I always say, right? Styles make fights. And for some reason, Washington does not do well against teams below 500 at home. 2-5 straight up, 2-5 against the spread, and 5-2 to the over. So that has me a little bit concerned. And Sacramento 3-7 straight up in their last 10 visits to Washington. I don't know. That's a tough game. And look at the under. The under is hitting 70% in their last 10 head-to-head matches. So a very tough game to handicap there. But again, I think I might have a small lean on Washington. Brooklyn Nets taking on the Indiana Pacers. Now the Brooklyn Nets are minus 5.09 on my line. We're getting 3, so we're getting value on the Nets. And I had the Indiana Pacers at 0.02. We're getting plus 3. So if you do like any of these teams here tonight, you are getting value when you're shopping around for your line. So there is value on the lines. You got an A bullish team against a C bearish team, right? And you always, Indiana. What happened to Indiana? They were a B-type team, an A-type team at one point, and now they've gone right to the Bear Club, right? They're in the Bear Club. They're in the C Club. Man, they're running out of clubs to enter. Hey, I'm gonna run out. I'll do like remember what Gronk says. If you guys remember NFL Network, they showed one of Gronk's best blocking plays, and he says, and they showed it, and he goes, I just grabbed this guy, and I had him at the 10-yard line, and I just blocked, and I blocked him right out of the end zone. He goes, I threw him out of the club. Hey, that was one of the best quotes I've ever seen. Gronk says, he goes, I blocked the guy so bad, I threw him out of the club right 10 yards down deep in the end zone. So I thought that was pretty funny when I thought of the club here. A little Gronk reference here in the NFL reference, eh? All right. See if we can get distracted so quickly here on the rain report. Percentage play, 57% favoring Brooklyn, 64% for Indiana. Now, Indiana, a C-type team, 57%. And, it's hard to trust C-type teams, right? But then you got, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference coming into your house. But then, think like a bookmaker. You got the best team in the, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference coming into your building, and they're only a 3-point favorite, right? What's up with that? The percentage play favors Indiana, and the score is 115 to 111, so it has them winning by 4. Brooklyn, I just don't trust Indiana again. I don't think I'm going to play this play. The KOGO, if you're new, KOGO stands for chance of game going over the total. That's what the KOGO stands for. It's at 43%, and we have it at 227. It's 233. So if you do like the under, you might have a shot here on the under. Milwaukee, Philadelphia. Here's the game of the night. Here is the basketball game of the night. Let me take a look at the starting lineups to see. So you got Holiday, DiVincenzo, Middleton, Antetokounmpo, Lopez, and then you got Simmons, Curry, Green, Harris, and Bradley, and no Embiid. So it's too bad Embiid's not playing, because this could be your Eastern Conference matchup, right? This could be the Eastern Conference semifinal, or the final in the Eastern Conference. Now, my line on the Milwaukee Bucks, and folks, again, I look at, there's a lot of good shows out there. Last night, we all do this. We all go see other shows. And the one thing that I really appreciate what everybody does is that they everybody has their own angle on how they handicap games. And my angle, as much as I love to, I can get in here and talk about all the averages of the players and their shooting averages, their defense average, the rebounds. I can do all that stuff, but you guys don't want to hear that stuff, right? The thing I feel is important, it's we're betting into a number. And the thing is, we're not betting Milwaukee, Philadelphia on like a fantasy sports, right? We're not gunning for the fantasy angle. We're gunning for beating the bookmaker's number. And that's one thing I really want to stress here on the Raymond Report. The one thing that I always do is I want to beat the number. I want to beat the bookmaker's number. And this is why when I handicap these games, I'm very analytic heavy. And when I go to Milwaukee, minus 7.02, and I see that the bookmaker has 6.5, they're right there. The line is right there. Fair market value on Milwaukee. And if you look at Philadelphia, I had them at minus 5.17, and we're getting plus 6.5. This line reminds me a lot of, remember last week when Philadelphia played Chicago, the Bulls, and the Bulls were favored? It didn't smell right, right? This here doesn't smell right to me. This reminds me a bit of that game in the mindset of the bookmaker, how he's thinking, right? Minus 5 is my number, and we got plus 6.5. So we're getting great value on the Philadelphia 76ers. You got two A-type teams, so A bullish against an A bullish. You got a 4-game win streak up against a 6-game win streak. You got a 42% chance of covering on Milwaukee, 39. So the lower high goes to the Bucks, and then we got 118 to 116. That could be the difference right there. The computer pick could be telling us who's the win and covers right there. And when you look at the Sixers, the Sixers at home are a good team. Milwaukee, I don't know. I'm going to have to check on the road if they're road killers, right? I thought so. Look at this. The Philadelphia 76ers at home against A-type teams, 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the number. Now, the thing that concerns me, this is a back-to-back game for the Sixers, and it seems like they're playing a lot of basketball these days. They played here on the 12th. They had a breather on the 13th, back on the 14th, and then a breather, and then back. So this could be a tired Sixers team. This could be a tired Sixers team here tonight, guys. No Embiid, in Milwaukee. Let's take a look at Milwaukee's schedule here. They played on the 15th, so they're coming on 2 days rest almost, a 1 day's rest. 16th, yeah, and then they played the 13th. So they're playing intervals of 2 games too, right? They played the 11th, the 13th, the 15th, but they didn't play last night. So they shouldn't have a reason as spaghetti legs tonight. But in their last 10 trips to Philly, they're 7-3 straight up, 6-4 against the number. But this here, look at this right here. Philadelphia, 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the point spread, 3-1 to the over. Maybe the total's where you want to look here, but there's something that tells me, these indicators are throwing off my receptors here. I look at the value. There's value on both these teams. 2 A-type teams that are bullish. They're going through a good cycle. 42%, 39%, and then you got 118 and 116. This is where, whenever you get a game like this, when you're handicapping and you're like, it's like a court case, right? I can make a case for either way. to me, it's who's the best player on the floor. To me, it always comes down to players. Players win games, right? Coaching, we give instructions, and players make it happen. The best player on the floor tonight is Antetokounmpo, right? The computer likes him at 118 and 116. Man, how do you not? But there's something that tells me this game could be a trap. Like that Chicago game. Philadelphia played back-to-back games. They won last night. They didn't cover. They won and didn't cover. This could be a tough game. I think if I had to lean, I would lean with the Bucks. After all that, after a 10-minute rant, I'm going to lean with the Bucks, right? And that's a wrap. That's the show now. So I think Milwaukee is where you want to go. What are you guys thinking? What do you guys, if Embiid was in, then I'd be a better line for me. Philly coming off some big scoring games, says Isaiah. Brian Grace, Sixers only 28% at home on 5+ points. So on the point spread, five or less. Is that what you mean? Sixers only 28% at home on 5. Okay, +5. So the number +5.5. Okay, you know what? I'll check that out. That's a great stat, though. That is a great stat. Only 28% home. So Brian Grace made a great point right there. It looks like a trap, but yeah, you know what? Good take, guys. I like that. I love the back and forth and the brainstorming. Right? This is what it's about. It's about collective minds talking about one objective: making money. All right, Toronto taking on Detroit. We got the Raptors. Now, people are saying the Raptors could have their guys back tonight. They do need them. I'm looking at the lineup and I'm seeing out, but I'm hoping it gets out. Oh, game time decision. So you could be right. Good. So it looks like if somebody sees something that the Anunoby, Freddie Van Fleet, and Pascal Siakam, if they're back, this could be good. But the only thing is, for some reason, Dwayne Casey always plays the Raptors tough. You go look at the last couple of games. Man, I know last couple of years, Dwayne Casey was like, it was like almost he put a number on the chalkboard to beat his old team, but they always had their number. For some reason, Detroit always plays them tough. Look at that, 129 to 105. Raptors got him here, 105-92, 112-99, and then 125 to 113, then 110 to 107, 112 107, 106 104. So you see, there was 3 game stretch where they beat them. And then Toronto had him for 3 games. And then now, is this the start of a new cycle? I don't know. But, how do you not like Toronto here, right? Now, the Raptors almost had Maple Leafs there. Minus 0.5, so we're getting value on Toronto. Not getting fair market value, actually, on the Detroit Pistons. So, fair market value against value. But you got C on C type teams here. And looking at the percentage play, 60% for the Raptors, 42% for Detroit, and 111 to 109. So we do have the Raptors. Raptors look like a nice play tonight, guys. Toronto does look like a nice play. Again, it's just tough it's really tough to ask C-type teams to, bad teams to do good things, right? So I do think Toronto could be the play here. All right, Golden State, Houston. I always think of that guy when last couple weeks ago. Every time I bring up the Ottawa Senators, he goes, "You always look disgusted." It's just I'm getting that feeling every time I bring up a Houston game, right? It's like, Houston, come on, Houston. Hey, it's like that meme there, the guy poking something. Do something, Houston. Get up, do something. Minus 12.5. Look, even the bookmakers 12. When you see 12 in the line, it's like, okay, you've given up here. Overvalued, right? You got a team that's overvalued here in the Golden State Warriors. B bearish against a C bearish. 86%. That's ridiculous. 86% chance of covering. This is not even fair. 125 to 109. So they do have them covering. I wouldn't lay 12.5, and I don't trust Houston. So next, San Antonio, Chicago. You got the Spurs taking on the Chicago Bulls. Now, you know what? This could be a good game tonight. Billy Donovan. Let me see. Chicago against the Spurs. Let me see. Last night. Another. Is this a? Yeah, it is. Let me see. A back-to-back. Is this a back-to-back game situation here? They played the Thunders yesterday, so they beat the Thunders 123 to 102. So it is a back-to-back game situation for Chicago, but they're 0-3 at home against B-type teams. So that concerns me a bit. 0-3 straight up and against the number against teams that are 50 to 59.9%. In fact, I want to see how San Antonio But San Antonio does not do well at the United Center. 2-7-1 against the number, 4-6 straight up. So, different indicators there. Now let's take a look at the value. I had the Spurs at 0.1, and you're getting +1 right here. So, almost fair market value and the fair market value. So you're getting fair market value on both these teams. You got a B neutral team against a C neutral. So I like the fact that we're getting a B type team if you do like San Antonio, and 39-38. There's that 1% club, right? So San Antonio, let's keep an eye on that. Anytime we see two teams like last night in the NHL, Washington and the New York Islanders, 18 and 17%. Here's a 39 and 38%. So the 1% difference. I'm going to keep an eye on that to see if that plays out in any way. And 117 and 112 San Antonio. Yeah, I do like San Antonio tonight. I do like the Spurs, guys. I do like San Antonio tonight, and especially when Chicago Bulls are 0-3 straight up and against the number against B-type teams that are 50 to 59.9% in the standings. So I do like San Antonio tonight against the Chicago Bulls. Boston Celtics against the Cleveland Cavaliers. All right. Hey, Boston, you're almost starting to be my Portland right now. Hey, and then Portland's a B-type team too. And that's, you see why I grade teams A, B, and C? Because the C-type teams, they're supposed to break your heart, right? The B-type teams, it's like a high school sweetheart. They'll break your heart eventually. And A-type teams, those are your buddies. Those are you go to the clubs with, right? You go to the club with the A-type guys, the Gronks, right? But let me see here. Boston against Cleveland. Yeah, so 4-6 on the road, 3-7 against the. So here's the thing that it really pisses me off with the Boston Celtics. They're a B-type team, but anytime they play a team below 500 on the road, they can't even beat them. 4-6 straight up, 3-7. Like, where's plays and parlays when you need them? Plays and parlays. What's going on with your Boston Celtics, man? Like, hey, you got to talk to these guys. They're really pissing off the community these days. Minus 1.2 here for Boston, and we're giving them an 8.5, right? So the bookmakers got them overvalued tonight against Cavaliers. You got a B bullish team against a C neutral team. Fair market value on the Cleveland Cavaliers. So if you do like Cleveland, the good news is you're getting market value on the number. But they're C neutral. They're C neutral on a 4-game losing streak. And there's Rashad. Rashad says Celtics make me so mad. Hey, you know what? Somebody came back here 2 weeks ago and said that Kemba Walker, maybe now you got to think twice, right? And the thing is, when players go to other teams, sometimes they're a fit and sometimes they're not a fit. And it's not that Kemba Walker is not a great player or a bad player. It's sometimes styles of the teams and the teammates don't really jive with you, right? And the thing is Kemba Walker a good fit for Boston right now? Hey, you got a great coach in Brad Stevens. It's just Kemba Walker and, Marcus Smart. I know he's been out. And let me see here. Tonight, actually, I don't know. Kemba Walker, Jaylen Brown, Tatum. Tatum's a great player. But Kemba Walker is the reason why they're not making you an A-type team, right? I think that Kemba Walker, for some reason, just his game doesn't fit well in Boston. 109-99, so we got him winning by 10. You got a B-type team. Now, here's the thing. Because Boston is a B-type team in the standings, their likelihood to bounce back is much stronger than a C-type team, right? So because the public sentiment is you're coming off, and hey, you're not playing chopped liver last night. You're playing the Utah Jazz, the best team in the Western Conference, and you lost by, 9 points or 8 points to a good team. And now you're on the road. Maybe you take away that home pressure tense, but you can't even cover the spread against C-type teams. To me, if you're going to play this game tonight, guys, I think the total is where you want to lean. And to be honest, I don't even know where to point you in that direction. I got 58% on the Kogo and 209. So I got the percentage play telling me to go over. Then I got the computer analytics telling me it could go under. But again, I think it's a game where you got to go more dig deeper into the toolbox here. All right, plays and parlay beats. That's the problem. So somebody said the problem up here. Stan Lynch, Houston Rockets lost 17 in a row. Yeah, awful. It's ridiculous. Plays and parlay beats. That's the problem. Beats. Was there somebody named Beats? Did I miss something there? Lean Spurs because the only thing bullpen needs to start sending letters out to the teams. Yeah, wouldn't that be great, eh? If the guys in the bullpen start sending FedEx registered letters. Mr. Walker, yeah, you got a registered letter from a plays and parlays in Boston. He'd like you to sign off. Can you sign off on this? That'd be awesome, eh? Imagine that part of game time. Brad Steven comes in. Hey, I got a registered letter here for Kemba Walker from Plays and Parlays. Yeah, he's not happy with your game right now, so you better get your act together. That'd be funny. Okay, that's pretty funny, actually. Real deal. I like the over 76% bet under Walker and the going to be running. Lean Celtics. Isaiah Moore. Yeah, a St. Patty's Day team like the Boston Celtics, they got to do the Irish proud today, right? They got to show up in Cleveland. Brian Gray says Boston could have taken a three-pointer at the end of the game last night and covered and took. Yeah, you know what, Brian? I remember that. I was like, and who was it? Was it Jaylen Brown? And I was like, why are you going for the layup? Go for the three. But it was did you have 5 or 4? Because I had 4. But you're right. I remember, and I said, I thought I was doing the math quick, and this is what I mean, right? You ever get in those situations where you're watching a game and there's like 10 seconds left and you start doing the math? Okay, if you foul them here and then you go do 2, you miss 1. That's what I call doing the math at the end of the game. And this is why when you have a line of -3 or lower, it's better to take the money line so you don't have to do the math. Eh? That's what I call not doing the math. Great idea. What's a great idea? Sending players registered letters prior to game time, courtesy of the bullpen? That would be hilarious, right? Hey, yeah, LeBron, you got a registered letter here from Lonnie Smith. Something about your last game. Can you sign here, please? I don't trust Boston. They're the team. 28 for Philly. I like Boston, but my wallet doesn't. Yeah. All right, just like yesterday, we're spending a lot of time on one team here, right? All right, so Miami, well, you know what, St. Patty's Day. Boston needs a little Irish love here today. Miami taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, the Heat. The Heat is like, Denver, Dallas, those are teams, right? They're my under-the-radar teams, right? Teams like, in my handicapping arsenal, I always keep 3 teams under the radar that I feel that no one really paying attention to them, and it really works in baseball. And I think Miami, Denver, and Dallas are 3 teams right now. If you look at their last, say, 10 games, they could be flying a bit under the radar on value, right? For value, I think Miami here +1 is pretty good value. Actually, you know what? It opened up this morning -2. I printed out my tip sheet prior to the show. I had -2. Now I'm seeing +1. So the old flipperoonie there just happened on the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, here's the thing, and I said to this to you guys before, right? Anytime the line flips on a day like this, who do you trust, the bookmaker or the public, right? Because the public, the money forced the switch, right? So do you stick with the bookmaker's original line of -2 as your starting gauge, right? Or do you ride the public money here? Now, looking at the value now the value changes. Now there's value. Instead of being overvalued, now they're value. So they went from overvalue to value, and Memphis went from the value play. I had him let me see, this morning +2. Yeah, good value. So you're getting value on both these teams. And be bullish against C neutral. Now, here, a B-type team against a C-type team. And we're be bullish on a 5-game win streak, 42%, however, against 74%. And, is John Morant going to play tonight? Let me see, Memphis and Charlotte, those are 2 teams. I don't know if it's the uniforms that always confuse me, but they seem like to be identical. But, Charlotte playing really good. LaMelo Ball, Rookie of the Year. Desmond Bain, Dylan Brooks, Valanciunas. Yeah, you know what? Let me see here. Let me see how Memphis does at home against A-type team or B-type teams. See 1-3, and look at this. So the one thing I love about Miami is that when they play teams that are below 500, they beat the beatables. So 9-2 straight up, 8-3 against the number, and 2-9 to the under. So look at that, and 1-3 for Memphis. So 75% of Memphis games against B-type teams have gone under. But Miami knows now. I'm going to have to check the standings to see where they sit right now into the standings and see exactly. Let me see real quickly. Hey, now we're getting to the point you got to start looking at the standings, right? Teams are jockeying for positions because, 1 or 2 points can make a difference in the standings from a home game to a road game. And looking at Miami right now, Miami's in 4th. Wow. Miami's sitting in 4 spots, 6 points behind, 22 wins. and Memphis. Let me see, Memphis right now, the Grizzlies. So they're 10.5, so they're only let me see here, 3 wins away from Dallas. So interesting matchup, but I do like Miami here tonight. I do like Miami here tonight, guys. And did I hit it? He says flip because of heat on back-to-back. Flip happened because okay, I hear you, Stan. So Stan Lynch is saying the line flip because of the back-to-back game situation. Now let me take a look here. Last night, 113-98, and Memphis only played a couple nights ago. So Miami in a back-to-back game situation. And let me see here. Do I have stats here on Miami back-to-back? Yeah, 2-0. So Miami on the road in back-to-back game situation, 2-0. Not a lot of volume. The league system is at 61-51. So NBA teams that are playing in back-to-back game situations that are on the road, 61-51-2 against the point spread. Miami 2-0. So not a bad stat right there. And in fact, let me go to my stats here. We got everything here. Days rest. So let me take a look at back-to-back games here. For the best teams in the back-to-back game situation is the Suns and the Clippers. Where's Miami? Miami on the season. Miami 3-1. So Miami's 3-1 in back-to-back game situations this year. So percentage play does favor Memphis, 104-103. Look at that. Look how tight the computer line has it. 104-103. Man, so you got an indicator pointing here, an indicator to the over, 42%, so it does favor Memphis at 74%. A team on a 5-game win streak. So sometimes it's like poker, right? Does this indicator trump this indicator, right? A 5-game win streak, does it trump a 74% win streak? But you got a B team. I do like Miami. There's Sam Plasta from Switzerland. How you doing, Sammy? So Sammy's in the house. Andreas from Germany's here. The Heat are looking better and better. Yeah, they are, right? This is what I mean. Like Miami, Denver, Dallas are 3 teams that since they finally woke up and got their act together are playing better basketball right now. Grizzlies has cooled off a bit. Yeah, they have. And John Morant, I don't know if it was the sophomore jinx or whatever, but I thought he played better last year as a rookie. But remember he had that bad ankle twist, right? And he came back for that. I don't know if he's fully recovered from that ankle. And you can ask any athlete in sports. Whenever you have an injury, it can play in your mind. It could play really on your mind. I wonder if that's playing on his mind. Charlotte taking on the Denver Nuggets right here. Now, 0.1 to +6. So Charlotte, you're getting value with the Hornets. A B bullish team against a B bullish team. So you got B on B crime here tonight. And so you got value here, and you got overvalued. Denver's overvalued, so that's, if you like Denver, I prefer teams that are overvalued. Again, going back to my pizza analogy, you got a 2 for 1 pizza, two pizzas for $10, or do you want the $40 pizzazz pizza right here, overvalued? And 4-game win streak. Charlotte, now here's the thing, and this is where my percentage play comes to effect. You got a team on a 4-game win streak, but they're B bullish, right? And that's why they're bullish, but they're B. Now, because they're B, has more weight than a C. If this was a C-type team, Denver would be a really strong play. But because they're a B-type team, does affect my indicate my thinking a bit. 39% against 41% favoring Denver, and I got 117, 111, and the altitude, right? You're playing at the Pepsi Center in Colorado, and we all know Denver, right? You got to bring extra oxygen because some teams aren't used to the run and gun at that high altitude, right? Things to consider, but I do like Denver. I think Denver might be a strong play here tonight. All right, the LA Clippers taking on the Dallas Mavericks. Now, looking at the Clippers here, -4, 5.45, and we're laying 2. So we're getting good value on the LA Clippers, but we're getting one of those under-the-radar teams in the Dallas Mavericks. Now, did Dallas play last night? I thought for some reason, let me see here. Is Dallas in a back-to-back game situation? Let me see. I don't think so. No, 1 day's rest. So both teams are on 1 day's rest. And Clippers are 6-4 straight up and against the number in Dallas. And the Clippers are 3-5 straight up and against the number against B-type teams. And 2-6 to the under. Maybe the under is worth a look here. So we got an A neutral against a B bullish. And you know what? A B bullish team getting points is not bad. 39%, 61%, but I got the Clippers winning on the computer 119 to 112. I'm probably not going to touch this game. The thing is, we got a lot of games in the NBA tonight. I think there's a lot of good value, but I think the under. I think the under is where I might lean in this game. It's, Dallas. I remember saying earlier in the year, Dallas, they're so inconsistent. They look like world beaters one night and then, like a G team the next night. But let me see here. At home this year, 10-9. But I'll give them credit. They're very consistent at home and on the road, right? 10-9, only 7-12 at home, covering the spread. Where the LA Clippers. Now, one thing I do like about the LA Clippers is in a back-to-back game situation. If they lost the first game in the back-to-back, they're one of the best teams to play on the second game, especially if they get embarrassed, right? So. All right, there's my NBA wrap-up today, guys. I'm going to do quickly the NHL. Man, it's already noon. Anytime we get to the NHL, I always feel like they're getting the shorter end of the stick because the NBA takes so much time. And I got to do the Final Four and give you guys my... I put $200 on this team to win the NCAA championship. Again, because I don't go crazy in the college basketball, that's, I take it with a grain of salt. Like, again, I'm not a big college basketball handicapper. I follow it, but and I'm only putting a low amount. 200. It's enough money, but and I'll give you that, guys, in a second. All right, I'm gonna go through the NHL real quickly here. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Exactly, especially on the St. Paddy's Day. All right, yeah, it does. You know what though? The thing is the time flies when you're having fun, and I feel it's this show is educational and very informative, right? I feel like it's not just we're just pumping up fantasy league guys, and anyways. Vancouver taking on Ottawa. I got the value edge favoring Vancouver. In fact, Vancouver's overvalued here tonight, guys. I have the Canucks at plus 1.5. You're getting 147. So I do like Vancouver here tonight, and I got them winning 3.1 to 3.0. So I do like Vancouver, but the chance of winning 68%. And Thatcher Demko is one of the hottest goalies right now. So if he gets the nod between the pipes tonight, this could be Matt Murray, Thatcher Demko. And why wouldn't you go back to Thatcher Demko, right? He's been your best goaltender this year. And Braden Holtby, Braden Holtby got away with murder in Washington. When you got great players to make you look good, and when you're winning 6-5 all the time, and you go to a team like Vancouver, Holtby's finding that it's pretty tough when you don't have the great offensive power, right? And not to take nothing away from Holtby, he won a Stanley Cup. It's just right now, Father Time's catching up with him. So I think Vancouver should be the play here tonight. All right, where's my bullpen, guys? It's 5 p.m. here, and it's already 5 p.m. in Germany. It's great. It should be on CBS Sports. It's too bad I'm a Sharks fan. There's Sir Lancelot. Always pops in at the NHL, right? Sir Lancelot. Steve Lynch. Habs, Jets over. Winnipeg has gone over 7 in a row. Winnipeg, I'm looking at this is the time of year now where I look at the teams that I feel will win the division. I think Winnipeg, when I look at NHL teams, the first thing I look for is when I think playoffs, I think back end out. I always go back end out, and who has the best goaltending in the Eastern Conference, the Northern Conference, I guess, the Canadian Conference, and you look at the defense, right? Now, obviously, Carey Price is a good goaltender in Montreal, but the defense in Montreal is not as solid as it was last year in the bubble. They're not playing when they got no scoring up front. These guys are, they show up every other night on offense. But I think Winnipeg is probably a long shot team you want to play right now tonight. If you're going to play a Stanley Cup or maybe a division final, I think Winnipeg could be a good bet. And we'll see what Calgary does with Sutter now, right? Calgary is going to be a different team. And I know they're riding that cloud right now with Sutter behind the bench, but we'll keep an eye on the Calgary Flames. Philadelphia taking on the Rangers. I got the value edge here on Philly. Philly minus 110. I have minus 132. The bookmaker does. So Philly overvalued tonight. The last 4 games for Philly have gone over. They're a B neutral type team. They gave us a bit of a scare the other night. They were up 2-0. Then they were down 3-2. Then needed some power plays. That was a crazy game. That game gave me ulcers. I had to get Pepto-Bismol to go back to bed. But Philly gave me ulcers that night. But we got the win. 3.7 to 3.5, so Philly. And I think Philly owns the Rangers in the last few games. In fact, when you go look at Philadelphia and the Rangers, I think Phillies has their number here. Actually, they do. Look at that. 8-2 in the last 10, and they're 7-3 at MSG. So Phillies could be... The thing is, though, because they played so poorly, and who's in nets tonight for Philly? Carter Hart and Georgiev. They had the backup the other night, so Georgiev is back between the pipes. You know what? This is a tougher game than I think. Even though Philly's got their number, the Rangers they're not that bad of a team. It's just they're inconsistent. And with Georgiev in nets tonight, maybe Rangers could be, but 3.7 to 3.5. I don't know. I'll have to do more research. 63% on the percentage play, 56% for the Philadelphia Flyers. So if you look at the indicators, you got value, a B-type team. I don't trust C-type teams. And I'm almost to the point where I won't even bet on C-type teams anymore, especially after close to the All-Star break, right? But I think Philly might be worth the play, but I think I won't touch that game tonight. I think there's better value tonight. Let me see. Percentage play on the computer. Philly and over. A lot of average, and the line suggests that the Sens are a light dog. Yeah, you know what, Ottawa? The thing with the Ottawa Senators is they're always going to be an underdog, and they're not a bad hockey team. They just need good goaltending. If they get good goaltending, they can be in most games. But you can't allow bad goals at home. Ottawa could be a nice play here tonight. Ottawa could be a nice underdog play, but I don't know if I trust, especially against a hot goalie in the Thatcher. And Vancouver's on a good little run right now. Let me see here in their last couple of games. 4-1 in their last 5, 5-2. They're bullish for a reason, right? So remember, I always say good teams, they'll pick their moments to spike, and I think Vancouver's on a good spike right now. Montreal, Winnipeg. Value on now this year, minus 116. It opened up, I had 159. I don't know if that was a typo. Did this line open up 150 for Montreal? I have it minus 106 and minus 116. That's what it was last game. So you got value on the Habs, but it says minus 170. It should be 170 here. So great value on the Winnipeg Jets. C neutral against A neutral, and 60%, 53% on the percentage play. But the computer, look at this, 3.3 to 2.3. And I just got a feeling that Montreal, some teams just have your number. I got that feeling that Montreal just got Winnipeg's number. I think, when you look at the eye test, did everything went down here? Oh, are we down? Let me just, an error, please try again later. Oh, let me check here. All right, we're back up. My screen went all dark there. I thought we were down. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, so where was I here? All right, so Montreal, Winnipeg. Yeah, so let me take a look at the Habs here. Yeah, you know what? Montreal, for some reason, when they play Winnipeg, they play well in Winnipeg. 6-4 straight up, 7-3 to the over. Who's going to be between the pipes here for the Habs tonight? Carey Price, Hellebuck. Did you see Hellebuck play against Toronto? He did everything but close the lights on the way out. This guy was absolutely fantastic against the Leafs, especially in the second game of that 3-game series. Just Winnipeg let him down. Hellebuck had a really good series against Toronto, but tonight against the Habs, Montreal 2-2 against A-type teams. Hey, if you're looking for a team, an underdog, I think Montreal might be the underdog here tonight. I know Winnipeg seems like, coming off a loss. You know what? Let me see on the, let me see here. I want to check something out on the Super Database. I want to see how Winnipeg does after a loss at home. So let's go to ATS. Winnipeg Jets at home, coming off a loss. Right here, current season. And let me see what the record is here. 5-1. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that changes a little bit of everything, right? Let me see the last 2 years. Or actually, you know what? Not even home. Let's do home and away. 10-1. Wow, look at this. Guys, this is pretty good. The Winnipeg Jets coming off a loss, 10-1 in their next game. I think Winnipeg just probably changed my mind right there. Hey, 10-1 Winnipeg, 10-1 off a loss. Are you guys seeing this, or am I the only one talking to myself here? 10-1. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, and I think Winnipeg at plus 120 could be the play of the night. All right, Edmonton, Calgary. Now, hey, we all know the situation in Calgary. Now, Sutter, Brent Sutter is now the, is it Brent or Daryl? I can't remember. There's so many brothers. I think it's Daryl Sutter. Is now the bench boss in Calgary. I had plus 104, and it's minus 125. Minus 125, and then minus 160 for Edmonton. Now, we all know Edmonton, they got the best player, the best line, right? The McDavid, Draisaitl. Let me see here. Draisaitl. Let me see here. Draisaitl. Tyson Bear, Hopkins, Chasson, McDavid. Yeah, probably the best line in hockey, right? McDavid and Draisaitl. Let me see their... But Calgary's on a good little run right now. Jacob Markstrom against Mike Smith tonight. I like the fact that Mike Smith's going to be in nets tonight. Now, again, you got a new coach in Calgary. Everybody's playing hard for him. That's expected. Whenever you make a coaching change, there's going to be a run, but you're playing your division rival, your provincial rival. And anybody who knows the Battle of Alberta, it could get very heated, right? And maybe Edmonton needs to go in tonight and change the landscape of the game, right? You can't let teams get too comfortable. Maybe tonight's a sandpaper night. Maybe you're going to see more physicality tonight. I see, they're coming off a loss. Let's go look at the numbers right here. So, Edmonton in Calgary, 4-6 in their last 10, and they're 5-5 overall. And last game was a 4-3 win for Edmonton, right? So, oh, you know what? But who's favored here tonight? Yeah, see, this would have played into our system, right? If Edmonton was a favorite and they came off a 1-goal loss, that would have been right into our NHL system. But I think I might ride Calgary's wave one more game. I think I might ride it one more game. 3.2 to 3.3 favoring Edmonton, 54%. See, a lot of indicators pointing towards the Oilers tonight, but you're getting an 8B-type team at plus money against a C-neutral team on a 3-game win streak. Now, Cinderella's shoe's about to come off pretty soon, but it's again, you can only run on emotions and hopium for just so long, right? Does Edmonton come back and battle back tonight? But we'll see. I don't think I'm going to touch this game. I think the value, though, I think there's a lot of great value on Edmonton tonight. I think, but at 10-1, I'm still laughing at that 10-1 number of Winnipeg coming off a loss. That's pretty good. All right, St. Louis taking on the LA Kings. Minus 127 is the number. I got 135 here favoring the Blues. So good value on St. Louis. And looking at the indicator, 75%. And I think St. Louis in their last game, let me see, was it against LA or Vegas? I know they're probably tired of seeing Vegas. So their last game was a 5-1 loss to Vegas. So they've been off 3 days now. They're on the road in LA. This game will be at the Staples Center. They're 6-4 at the Staples Center. And look at this, St. Louis 10-4. They're Jekyll and Hyde. This is your classic example of a Jekyll and Hyde team. They're 4-10 at home, but 10-4 on the road, right? So they do play well on the road. Minus 135, 75% chance, 3.3. St. Louis, guys, looks like a solid play here tonight. St. Louis could be a good play. And the final game in the NHL, you got plus 100 for San Jose, plus 195. So there is value here on the Sharks. But a C-type team against an A-type team in Vegas. Vegas right now, they're playing some really good hockey. You go look at the Vegas Golden Knights. They really took care of business against the Blues, right? And what's impressive is how they played. Marc-Andre Fleury might win the Vezina this year. This guy is this absolutely the disrespect he got last year by Peter DeBoers in the starting Leonard ahead of him. I think woke him up. I think woke up not woke up DeBoers, but woke up Fleury saying, you know what, maybe that was a wake up call. But anybody who's followed Marc-Andre Fleury's career, he's one of the top goalies, right? 6-1. Vegas is 6-1 against the bottom feeders in the NHL. This here could be another 5-1 type game. San Jose is a good team. San Jose can put the puck in the net. They just can't keep it out. The only problem with San Jose is they allow too many goals against. But they've been pretty good of late. Having said that, look at that. 1.8 goals against, but who they played. Oh, wow. So 2-1 against the Golden Knights, 3-1 against the... So, okay. San Jose all of a sudden wants to play defense. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. 2-8 to the under in the last 10 against the Sharks. Hey, you know what? Maybe the under is worth a look here. They're playing some better defense. But, again, Vegas does well against teams below 500. They're 6-1. And my numbers point a lot towards the Vegas Golden Knights, but I'm not laying 238. Maybe the under. I think the under might be worth a look. 6.5. In fact, let me take a look at the, I'm seeing a shift in numbers when it comes to totals, right? We've seen the, let me do all NHL teams. All NHL teams. Let's go home teams because it involves both teams. When the total's 6.5, the total is 6.5. Let's see the last 30 days. Let me see if I got the last 30 days here. I hope I have my last 30 days. There, perfect. Last 30 days. 25 and 32. So not a big, huge percentage, but not bad. Not a bad. Yeah, because I'm starting to see a lot of unders come in, but I'm starting to see a lot of sixes, right? You look at the totals, you've seen some sixes and a lot of 5.5. We saw a lot of 6.5, but I'm starting to see... So maybe the under might be worth a look here. All right, so that's it for the... man, this is a long show today, 1:15. Always trying to make it an hour, but NBA always... we always have a lot of fun during the NBA segment, right? 80% Club. Yeah, I promise you guys the 80% Club stats. Check this out. The Philadelphia 76ers, 18-1 at home, coming off a home win as a favorite the last 2 years. So if you do like the Sixers, I got a great 80% club, a Gronkowski 80% club here. We're going to throw him out of the club tonight. 18-1 straight up. The Denver Nuggets, 15-1 as a home team coming off an Eastern Conference opponent the last 2 years. And let me see here. The Sixers, 27-2 as a home team coming off a win. So not as a favorite, but just coming off a win. 93-1. So remember I talked to you guys about that Philly game, how they look like a trap, like that Chicago game last week. Be careful tonight. And your last 80% club stat, the under is 12-1 for the Memphis Grizzlies as a home team, coming off a loss versus a Western Pacific Division opponent the last 3 years. 92% to the under. And the Warriors, look at this, the Warriors. The under is 12-1 for the Golden State Warriors as a pick'em to +3 away favorite, coming off a loss the last 7 years. Wow. Pretty solid there on the 80% club. And let me see if I got any good percent club for the NHL. And the Golden Knights, 11-1 at home, coming off a one-game homestand the last 2 years. And let me see here. The under is 10-1 for the Oilers as an away underdog playing on a hump day the last 3 years. So middle of the week under right there for 90%. And the LA Kings on the puck line, 10-1 on the puck line as a home team with the totals 5.5 this season. So some great stats today, guys, on the 80% club. And now I'm going to give you my final four prediction. So my final four, actually it's not a prediction. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my ATS calculator, and I'm just going to do the number one ranking seeds, right? So Gonzaga, I'm going to do Gonzaga against Michigan. And I'm going to give you guys the ATS calculator right here. So it has Gonzaga winning 6.57, the over-under at 139. And I'm going to do Baylor, the other number one. So Baylor against Illinois. And I got Baylor winning 3.83. I disagree with that one. I disagree with that. And I got Gonzaga. So let's say Baylor against Gonzaga as the two choices that the computer took. And the computer is going with Gonzaga. So the ATS calculator has Gonzaga winning to the NCAA. But I'm going with a little bit of a long shot. I'm going to take a long shot, guys. I put $200 at Bookmaker. And I took the Illinois Fighting Illini at plus 555 as my team to win the NCAA championship. That's the team that I put $200 on. So I bet the Illinois Fighting Illini to win the NCAA championship, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. All right, what else do we got in the show? That's it. Last call. Hey, appropriate last call today on St. Paddy's Day. Pretty good show. What do you guys think? Good show today? Bad show? Hey, we'll do like the pizza review, Portnoy's pizza review, right? On a scale of 1 to 10, what do you guys think the show was today? I'll probably give it a 7-1 today, probably a 7-1. Hey, but any questions before I log off here, guys? And again, don't forget, you can always get the rain report for 27 cents a day. That's $99 for the year. And you get the rain report, you get everything. And again, you can get my top plays, my best bets under picks. Go to Ron Raymond. And right now I'm having a good run in hockey. For some reason, hockey is just, it's like looking at the newspaper, right? When looking at the newspaper, the headlines look like fine print to me right now in hockey. But no, I think it's NHL right now is doing well. NBA, it's I'm having a pretty good run, but last night 0-2, the night before 3-1. So I thought it was hit and miss. Hey, appreciate all the love. You guys are awesome. Seeing some great numbers there for the show, and I appreciate that. All right, folks, my name is Ron Raymond. I am based here in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, the Great White North, eh? Take off, eh? As Gene G would say up there in his sugar shack. In the Gene G is one of our guys here in the bullpen. He's a big ice fishing guy. And he loves to. I always tell people go ice fishing. Just another reason to go drinking with the boys or something, right? Just another reason to get up, go drinking. But you guys have yourself a great rest of your day. As always, as my good friend Sonny would say, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back here on a full Friday. That's a Thursday to you folks new to the Rain Report. As always, shop for value, play those percentages. We'll see you back shortly here on another Rain Report. Cheers, guys. Have a great St. Paddy's Day.